Hello, this is Nathan with Techguysdaily, and I have a review for you. I'm going to be reviewing the Nintendo 3DS with the eShop today. I don't have an unboxing because I didn't get it new. I got it from it was a used item from the E3, that was recently held in LA. I got it off eBay for only 180 bucks, which is a steal. So let's start with the top of the console. We have our two cameras and our little LED indicator light that help us take 3D pictures and 2D pictures. They have the same resolution. Well, each camera has a 0.3 megapixel resolution, which is the same as the DSi. Next, we have our LED indicator light up here, which gives us notifications such as Street Pass, Spot Pass, and Wi-Fi, and just notifications in general. I don't really know all of them yet, but yeah. All right. Another thing to note is the top of the on the top of the console is it's not a perfect rectangle anymore. It's kind of, I mean, the centers are greater than, like, it tapers down, kind of. So it's it's an interesting look that makes the 3DS look better. Okay. Another thing to note is that if you look on the side, it's kind of a lip here, which helps you open the system up a little bit better, which is kind of nice. I like it. And then right here we have our 3D depth slider on the right hand side, as well as our wireless switch, which allows you to turn your DS download, play, Wi-Fi, and wireless settings on. Next we have on the front we have our headphone jack, as well as our power and charging indicator lights plus icons. This side we have our SD card slot, which supports, sadly, up to 2 gigabyte SD cards, which really can't hold much. Next we have our volume slider, which is nice. You can get your own preference instead of using like how the DSi had a button for volume. This one has a slider like on the DS Lite. Personally, I like this better because it allows you to set it to whichever setting you want. Alright, now for the back, we have our L button, which can be used for pictures as well as in-game. We have our IR, infrared port. We have our telescopic stylus here. And then we have our DS plus 3DS cartridge slot here. You know, I just want to say that when you put in a standard DS game, it doesn't really fit as well. Alright, for example, I have Pokemon Diamond here, and when you pop it in, it's not perfect. I mean, it could be better. That's especially bad on the R4. I mean, it's horrible. But for 3DS games, it works really well. Okay, next we have these two gold things for your charging dock, as well as our charger port, which can be used for a 4.6 volt charger, the same one as the one on the DSi. Then we have our R button, which is also used for the camera. On this side, we have the wireless switch as well as the 3D depth slider, which I'll get to later. On the back, we have this panel, which I'm guessing Nintendo went for a cleaner look by just putting one panel instead of the little battery panel here. This will make it easier for us to put in battery packs to give it better battery life. And because you can just unscrew the base and put a battery pack in, and it should make it still a flat surface. And yeah, speaking of battery life, the 3DS does have horrible battery life. I've only been able to get 5 hours max on this with everything turned up. And yeah, that's just horrible considering how the DSi had, 10 hours, and the DS Lite had 15 hours of battery life. Alright, now for the inside of the console. We have our circle pad on the bottom, which is not rubber, but it's like a rubberized plastic. It feels good. It's perfect. I mean, I don't have any other words for it. This is a really good add-on, although it's not not a, it's accurate, but it could be a little better. Alright, next we have our D-pad, which is down here. You know, it doesn't really give you any arm strain when you're playing games, so yeah, it's fine. Another feature we have these recess, select, home, and start buttons. These buttons are all clicky as well as these D-pads and these buttons here. They feel good. The home button is actually a feature that is great. It helps you out. You can, for example, like when I'm playing Street Fighter 4, I want to suspend the software, all I have to do is press home and I'm back at the home screen. Then when I want to go back to my game, I just press home again and I'm back where I was. And then yeah. Now for the 3D depth slider. This is real 3D. It's not some trick or anything. It looks stunning with 800 by 240 resolution on 3D, or when you're playing in standard 2D, the resolution is only 400 by 240. Speaking of screens, I just want to mention that this screen is 3.53 inches diagonally, and the bottom screen is actually the smallest screen ever released on a Nintendo. This is not a Nintendo DS, it's in Generation 8. The DS was in Generation 7, but I'm going to compare it to it anyway. This has a 3.02 inch screen, whereas the DS Lite had a 3.12 inch screen. The DSi had a 3.25 inch screen, and the DSi XL had a 4.2 inch screen. So this is a small screen, but it has a much higher resolution. The resolution on this screen is 240 pixels by 320 pixels, which is a great improvement over the DSi and DS Lite's resolution of 192 pixels by 252. Alright, now another thing to mention is the shape of the power button. It's a square now instead of a circle, and it's on the opposite side. Ooh, I turn the system on, and I'm going to just show you a little bit here. Alright, let me just turn the 3D off because you guys cannot see that unless you have some sort of new cool 3D monitor or 3D MacBook Pro. I don't know. Anyhow, the 3D on this is, like I said, awesome. It works. Everyone has their own comfort level. Mine is actually all the way up, or else the 3D just isn't that good. Okay, it comes with some built-in software such as 3DS camera, your sound, which you can make record sounds and listen to music. You have a Mii Plaza similar to one on the Wii. You can make your own Miis like on the Wii. You have AR games, which uses AR cards like this one, and they can your 3DS uses them as a reference point to play games. You have face raiders, where you can shoot your face. You have download play, which you can download 3DS and DS games. For multiplayer, you have your activity log, which you can run and stuff, and it's like a pedometer. Then this is for your DS cards. If I insert, for example, I'm going to insert my R4i 3DS, brand new. I'll have a review on that on my channel, check it out, and pop it in. Yeah, that's for your DS ROMs. Not ROMs, but your DS games. Then you have your shop, which I will be doing a review on that too, as well as titles you downloaded. And then I have some. You can also have DSiWare. I have two, and you can play 3D movies, which are downloadable from the 3DS shop. All right, let's open this up and see what it has to offer. Okay, give it a second. Okay, the first thing you have is Excitebike, which is free. I mean, it gives you it's a good menu. I don't want to go through everything because that's just boring. but if you, it's just, you know, games and movies and stuff. This is the suspended software feature. You just press home, and you notice it suspended itself. Okay. Yeah, so that's the 3DS for you. I'm actually over 10 minutes, but anyway. Alright, I'll see you guys later. Bye. Remember to subscribe.